Okay, welcome, guys. It is Wednesday night, August 27, in preparation for Thursday, August 28. Just wanted to read some more in the Longstreet book. I do start coming to more of the sections where I have more stuff highlighted. So that's just stuff that jumped out to me as good stuff. Those last couple chapters were not as much, but hey, we're going to jump into this. And then I've got some interesting things to point out here on the Spy Weekly. So we'll go through that in just a moment. All right, so the touch, um, if you had your choice between $1 million and the touch, which would it be? For many, probably for most, it would be the $1 million. For me, it would be the touch. With it comes the ability to make that million and more, in addition to having fun doing it. What is this touch? Call it what you will, a knack, a feeling for what you're doing, an awareness. We sense its presence in many different activities, as well as in commodity trading. The benefits are usually easy to see. Many of us have a friend with a green thumb for growing things. Another friend will take blue ribbons at the fair most every year. In pardon me, in trading, too, some men have the touch. I know men who have it now. I know men who had it once and lost it. It is not difficult for a man who has it to pyramid a few $1,000s into millions. I have seen this happen. It is all too easy for a man who does not have it to lose all he has. I have seen this happen too. So this touch is valuable, but what is it really? To define it precisely would be difficult and perhaps impossible, but I think I know what a man has when he has it. He has an extra portion of awareness, of sensitivity, of comprehension of the world around him. He has foresight as well as knowledge of past markets. He sees a developing storm and measures its effects before others even know it's on the way. He's the mainstream of life. He's part of the passing parade, but he's usually a few steps out in front, and he's marching to the sound of a different drummer. Can the touch be acquired? With hard work, with the right attitude towards yourself and the world around you? Yes, I think it can. Can it be lost? From long and careful observation, I know that it can. Trading without good reason, chancing or replacing fact with hope, trading continuously and even to the point of fatigue, overtrading without due regard for capital or investment temperament. These are only some of the common errors that causes good men to lose their touch. So I wanted to repeat that. Can the touch be acquired? Yes, with hard work, the right attitude, and towards yourself and the world around you, you can. Uh, but trading with you can lose it by trading without good reason, chancing, or replacing facts with hope, trading continuously, and even to the point of fatigue, overtrading without due regard for capital or individual temperament, are some of the ways that we can lose that. If you have neither the touch nor the time or inclination to develop it, then hire someone who has it to make money for you. Find him and pay him well. It will be one of your very best investments. All right. The next chapter is on professionals. Did you watch the Packers whip Kansas City in the Super Bowl? I didn't like reading this chapter here. Did you watch the Packers whip Kansas City in the Super Bowl? I did, and was much impressed by the professional way in which they performed. They did not beat themselves by making mistakes. A professional makes fewer mistakes than others. That is that is why he is a professional. He may not have more ability than the other, but he is superior because he has trained himself not to make mistakes. I was particularly impressed in watching the Packers throughout the season as they seldom were penalized for infractions of the rules. This lesson has direct application for us as commodity traders. It is not too late to resolve to be a professional. Let us not beat ourselves by making mistakes. We can become professionals by knowing what mistakes are, by training oneself to act in the manner to avoid them, and by exercising discipline or willpower to carry out the training. Do you want to be a professional? Will you pay the price? That's so true in football. Little mistakes cost 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards, penalties. And next thing you know, you're losing the game. You're getting those setbacks. Let's go over this last one. I don't really have anything highlighted on this, so but we're going to go through commodity trading as service. Commodity trading is engaging. It is engaged in by most to make money. It is speculation, not investment. There is no way to put a bum trade in your safe deposit box, as many do stocks, until the price rises. As speculators in commodities, we willingly and knowingly assume risks for the purpose of making a profit. As such, we perform a service long accepted and recognized by legislators and the courts. In this world of justice, Oliver Wendell Holmes, in the words of justice, Oliver Wendell Holmes says, speculation is the self-adjustment of society to the probate. Its value is well known as a means of avoiding and or mitigating catastrophes, equalizing prices, and providing for periods of want. It is true that the success of the strong induces imitation by the weak, and that incompetent persons bring themselves to ruin by undertaking to speculate in their turn. But legislators and courts generally have recognized that the natural evolutions of a complex society are to be touched only with very cautious hands. We can and should find pleasure in being of service to our fellow man. All right, the next one, I have declining commodities markets, and we'll get into that, let's say Wednesday. So yeah, tomorrow night on tomorrow night's video. So, all right, wanted to jump in here. So these boxes here, this beginning date, you see it's back on 8/29 of 2014 and ends on 10/3 of 2014. So each of these boxes basically is like the September trading. September traditionally has down months. So you can see what happened the weeks. So this is weeks on the SPY. That was that September 14. This is 8/28. Excuse me, 8/28 of 15 through 10/2 of 15. Some up, some down, but overall, kind of ended down on the month there. This one here is begins on 8/26. That yeah, 9/2. So let's move over here. 9/2. So beginning on 9/2 and ends on 10/7. You can see overall those weeks trading had a down month. This one here is 9/1 of 17 through 10/6 of 17. That actually ended up being an up month. A little bit of a down month here. Again, a little bit up, or barely up there, but you did have a couple weeks where it was coming back down. Another down month. Another down month here. This is now we're up to 2021. So this was 2020, I guess, here. Yeah, the right before the collapse. No, that's 2019. So this must have been 2020. Yeah, 2020. And then oh yeah, that's September. Yeah. So this was the early 2020, and then moving out of it. All right, so then here we are again in beginning on 9/2 of 2022. This is 2023, some down markets. 24, little bit of sideways, a little bit slightly up for 2024. And here we are coming into 2025. What will that hold for us? So interesting stuff there, just looking at historical data on that. So we want to kind of keep that in mind into coming into the next few weeks here. All right, let me set that aside. So today, let me go to ES. Today we had a inside day and a narrow range 7 today. Well, okay, it said it was inside day, but that was until the earnings after hours. But we had narrow range 7 closing in the middle third here on the ES here. So I went ahead and marked this these spike highs and lows. So this was on the earnings here. We popped up to 65.0550, shot all the way down to 64.59. Whatever that was, 64.59 1/4. So I just took these last 2 days, and this could set up for a pretty big in 3 bar, 3 bar day. So we have quite a bit of range between this low um, from yesterday and today's high that we could form a 3 bar in. Um, Ironically, tomorrow I have on the ES as a sell day. And once again, a sell day on the ES. Whereas the SPY, if you look at the SPY picture here, so this is already what's unfolding here for tomorrow in the Asia opening here. But for tomorrow on the SPY, I have, by the way, it closed prior to those earnings. So it closed up. So I have a buy day on the SPY, interestingly enough. Whereas, like I said, on the ES, I have a sell day on. So that'll be interesting to see which one of those play out tomorrow. On the .D chart or the real-time trading hours chart, I did want to show this. Just this little bit of, we're kind of making this, made this little bit of bearish divergences here while we went up and made a new high on that intraday price action. So I'll be curious to see if this slow line continues. It's slightly turning up here on that. See if that slow line continues turning back up, or to see if we actually start breaking down tomorrow. My contention for the third day in a row, my contention is the short-minded for tomorrow. But please help me recognize what the market is telling me at that moment. But that's my contention for tomorrow. All right, the daily inside day, told you that. We went over the weekly tendencies there. Okay, so on the VIX, don't really have much on the VIX here, but on the SPY that I have charted below here, I kind of put this high as this this high of 646.19. That was the high there. I don't think 646.09. Yeah, we did finally exceed that high by 46.50, but we had not closed above it until today. So today we actually did close slightly above that horizontal line that I had there. How dare it close above that line? But anyway, that's about all I got. So, again, on the SPY, I have a buy day for tomorrow, whereas on the ES, it's showing a sell day. So yes, once again, it could go up or it could go down. So we'll see how the market digests the earnings from NVIDIA here and see which way they play that tomorrow. All right, guys, trade safe, happy trading. Let's continue to help each other out. There seems like there's been lack of communication the last couple days here in the room, myself included, pointing out things. I think that we've all performed a lot better when we're helping each other. If you're just having an off day or not feeling it, that's okay too. But I would like to challenge myself to get back to calling out trades, calling out what we're seeing. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but that's kind of what I've noticed there. All right, we'll follow up tomorrow. Thanks, guys.